go. Waiting on PJ. And I start recording and Miguel disappears on us.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here. You know, I always got technology issues.
Oh, man, that was perfect timing. Okay, we're recording. Miguel goes away. Are you in a witness program we should not be having to swing your face around?
I got y'all on my big screen here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. A couple of things there's one of the articles that I sent that was actually Tom Bisio wrote it, and it's part of a newsletter that I get. I liked it. It was an excerpt actually from a book that I have, and it's Qigong and Qigong, which is the internal work. But what was interesting, and it doesn't really apply, it does apply to Qigong. I know Brandon, so I know you will get a little more out of it in terms of some of the postures. But the idea behind it is that you want to not just have the breathing, not just Qigong, but understand that as you're developing this internal energy, which the Qigong will do as well as through the Qigong, then the postures that we use, the Santi, and I'll show you that in a second, they're there for a purpose to kind of give structure for that energy, and it gives you a medium or mode to deliver that energy. And unless you're able to, and until you're able to really meld mind, energy, thought into all of it, and into body, then you won't get as much power. But the more that you do, the more it will deliver the internal power that is promised through the internal arts. All right, and you can access the same thing whether we're looking at the Qigong or doing the Qigong. Now, Santi shear posture here. I'm about 70% weighted on my back foot. Back is still in line. Remember, you still have the three exterior external harmonies and three internal harmonies. The external harmonies are going to be shoulders and hips. So you want the shoulders over the hips. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm kind of sunk down. This is almost, insubstantial, to use a word, but there's maybe 30%. I still want to have that connection that's here. And we use this from Qigong splitting. This is where we come in. So, and say this posture is used, you build up that energy potential. When I move, I still move with the idea of moving from my core, but moving from my lower dantian. This is where that energy is stored. Okay. The more that even in your regular life, as you're walking, as going through the mall, taking the kids to school, whatever it is, when you're walking, try and put your mind down in this lower dantian and imagine that you have a ball there that's leading you. It will change the way that you walk. It's change the way that you hold yourself. But the more that you keep your focus in this lower dantian, the more it also increases internal power and give you more internal power to use. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So when we're doing our moves, pay attention to structure. We step out, move it in. Sometimes we'll come back, come in again. Feel this. Don't just push with the arms. You're pushing with the whole body. You want to feel all of this throughout your body. If you find yourself just moving your hands, that's the start. But you need to connect it with the rest of your body, and really you need to connect it with the lower dantian. There's a lot of vocabulary that's in there that comes from the old Chinese, and this was an oral tradition. So like every oral tradition, as they passed it down, it was very flowery. The words they used were to illustrate something, and they didn't always make sense to us. They have like the jade tree, which is actually your cervical. I mean, it's your cervical part of your spine. They even call it the 7 pagodas. And this is the kind of stuff that you run into as you're reading on, going back and reading through a whole lot of the Qigong material. You have this kind of vocabulary. So I don't use it. It doesn't always mean as much. It sounds flowery. It sounds, I'm not into the whole secretive part of our of our heart. It's kind of like what we have, this is it. How can we be transparent? How can we give this, and teach this out? So, and that's why, I train in Japanese, Chinese, Indonesian arts, and I don't speak any of those languages. So, I tend to put everything into English. I just makes it easier for us to understand because, to my knowledge, y'all don't speak Japanese, Chinese, or Indonesian. But even if you did, I don't. So it doesn't make any sense. I've always been that way. I'm a little more pragmatic, I guess, in that sense. So, but I guess PJ is probably not going to join us on today. So we'll get started. But any questions with any of that?
Yeah, I got a quick one. So I know we did that exercise you just did last week where you're kind of pushing out 70-30.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to get a stand. But
Okay.
when you're dipping and moving, you're still focusing on that ball, right? And we take a little dip and then we turn to the other side and continue. Okay.
Yeah. So if I just come in, we can get to this in all kinds of ways. So if I come in, take a step up, when I'm pushing, my mind is right here, lower dantian. I'm pushing. Everything moves from here. As I move back, I can start. Everything moves back with the lower dantian. Pushes back again. As I begin to move forward, same thing. When I'm coming back, I'm collapsing. I'm pulling back lower dantian, collapsing the chest, pulling up, creating this wave in my back.
So, like, you're not trying to gather it from the ground and then up.
Correct. I'm not necessarily gathering it from the ground. I'm just kind of pulling it in and out.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So the idea with this, and part of what I wanted you to start really getting a hold of, is as you go through your, doing your practice, but as you go through your day-to-day life, pay attention to where your mind is. Keep your mind, if you're walking, keep your mind in the lower dantian. As soon as you move, you're going to forget to do this. All right. But just remind yourself. It's like, and that's what, especially when I first got started, and I still do it, and I'm going, this is kind of I'm going to, when I walk around today, I'm doing stuff, I'm going to keep my mind lower dantian. And you just kind of keep an aspect of that. So you begin to get this awareness. The more that you build this awareness of the energy in this lower dantian, the more it will be available to you, right? So all of this works out of awareness and consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything is awareness. Everything is the energy of that. We tie in. We align ourselves in our thinking, in our perception, with this idea of the Sea of Qi, lower dantian. And by doing that, by keeping our minds here and using this, then more become available to us. In time, a lot more become available. All right. It's the same thing. If you're, I do this a lot when I was driving, and I was driving, like say, from Raleigh to Greensboro. I'm thinking Brandon with a drive. I would do they call it microcosmic circulation or small circulation, where I'm going to breathe in, send in, and bring lead energy up my spine, down my front. I can also go the other way. All right. And I have been taught both ways, and it just kind of depends. You will have different results. All will be beneficial. Another thing that I thought was interesting in that article is it talked about that the coccyx, the tailbone, is where that energy started, and then comes up into the lower dantian. The interesting thing, what I find interesting with that, is that it pairs the two philosophies that I tend to pay attention to, which is the yoga Ayurvedic, which the Kundalini, and they talk about Kundalini meditation and sending all that energy up your spine, but it begins at the tailbone. That's where the idea of Kundalini energy rests. So we suddenly have two very different philosophical systems that are actually agreeing on the same thing. I always pay attention to that. And I don't teach with any kind of religious input onto any of this, but if you pull back far enough, you begin to see that most of where the philosophies agree, there's truth. Where they are disparate, it could be a difference of perception. And then you just kind of have to figure out what do you want to do. How do I want to believe? Which one seems to be the most logical to me? You're going to make a choice. I tend to choose both because I started in the meditation with the Ayurvedic, and with chakras, so that was very familiar to me. Then I started with the Qigong later, and it was very different. And I would question going back and forth until I realized they're kind of talking the same thing. They're just looking at it differently. It goes back to, as I used last week, the illustration of, quantum physics. You can have a wave, you can have a particle. It depends on what you expect to see, which is what you're going to find. Your perspective plays a lot into this because it's still your awareness. Okay.
Thank you, Rich. I just tested your theory on the while you were talking on the foot series,
Yes.
The foot series and the stance series, the entry
Yes.
Before I was doing it without thinking, I was just leaning forward like this, But now I could feel that.
Good.
Yeah.
So now when we're doing like the stance series and we come out here, you draw that crescent.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's interesting is, remember, you're sitting here about 70%. This is almost this position.
Yes, sir.
And then move forward from that core.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Come in. Move forward. Same thing going back. That's what I always say, this is what you want to focus on. It teaches you not just to step offline, but how can I move from my core? Okay.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Well, let's get started up in here. Let me get my. All right, very good. Everybody can see me. We don't have any distracting backgrounds this time. All right. So feet together. Hands are lower dantian. Breathe. Nice, deep, horizontal breath. Really feel that the belly start to move out. Even if you only move half an inch to an inch, that's good. The more you do, the better. Okay? But the idea is don't force it. Natural. Just breathe. Drop the hands, step out. Now we're just going to we'll start knocking on the door. So we'll come knock on lower dantian. Keep your mind focused. This is just activation. It's the first step when you're doing a Qigong routine. You just got to wake up the body, especially if you haven't already. Where you knock is not as important. I mean, obviously, here I'm going over heart and sternum, coming down over liver on this side, stomach and spleen, all go through here. But I'm just kind of waking things up. I'm going to come to the arm. Now, typically, you might get more comfortable with this. Like long one starts here, goes down the inside, and it comes up the back. So we're going to pat down the inside of the arm, and we're going to pat up the outside over the shoulders, down the inside. We're kind of waking up all that energy, waking up our awareness of the energy and the other side. So waking up our awareness of the energy is always flowing. It can get stagnant. It can get blocked, which is how they view disease and things like that, and restlessness. But it is still always moving. We want to enhance, create more, become more aware of it, and utilize it. Knock on the kidneys. Kidneys are a water element, and of course, 90% of the body has water. They also come on down by the glutes, hamstrings. All right, then we'll just bounce. Feel for any tension. Move your feet, move your hips, flail your wrists and arms, get everything loose. And let your shoulders up and drop. Get everything loose. Slow it down. And do little windmills. Feet are forward. Knees are slightly back. As you start right now, you're just being mindful. I'm feeling the wind between my fingers and my palm. Then start coming up and hitting across. One forearm across lower dantian, another one in your back. Slow it back down again. Now, if you have moves that you like in your personal time, feel free to just stay with them longer or do them if we don't do them in a particular class. All right, we're going to move into now spinal cord breathing. So with this, I'm going to exhale as I come down. So I'll start out with an exhale. Now I tend to move, like my feet either need to be straight or pigeon-toed in a little bit. Because if I collapse, if I sink my knees, sink my tailbone, collapse my arms, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. Now as I almost want to explode upward, but it's not using my muscles. And then what's tempting to do is breathe from your chest when you're here. Still breathe from lower dantian. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And you're going to roll your elbows so your forearms are together. And as much of your palms starting to face out. Feel this in throughout your whole body and start with your feet. Feel that energy as I push up and out and expand. Let that fill my mind and my awareness. And exhale, bring it down. Both hands over lower dantian again. Inhale, and then as you exhale, look over your shoulder to a spot about 15 feet directly behind you. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you look behind. Inhale. Exhale. Use your eyes to try and further that distance. No tension. If you feel tension, relax. Like if I get stressed, mainly it comes in the right side of my body. So if I turn to the right, it tends to get really light up. So if I feel that, then I just take the time to relax it, still keep moving. 2 more times. 1, 2. Come out wide. Gather energy. Now as you come up, you're going to roll your back, but try and connect. Root chakra. Sacral chakra. solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. So when I come up, now lean over, keep your balance. And then on the exhale, I come forward, bending at the waist, coming all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep doing this, you'll be very good at the limbo. Bring it in, walk it in. Both the hands up, both the hands down. Walk the feet out just a little bit. Go to mid's in. I'm going to start with my left. I'm out center, coiling, turning, palm facing up, moving, feeding it to the other side. You can feel your whole body in with this, but a lot of it's your upper torso. But try and work your elbows and your hips together so you'll feel some connection. There we go. Nice. You can do it both at the same time. I find it goes, if I go deeper into horse, I can do this much better. And the idea when I come up, I still want my palms as much as possible, and then it comes right up the center. Now I'm going backwards. So that's one way. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to go in instead of going out. Pass it to the other. Still one of the best exercises for shoulder health I've ever found. Both. One more time. Just for the moment, I want you to stand in Wu Wei, which is your legs are right up underneath you. Your hands, your palms are out to the side of your body, but they're facing back behind you, the back of your palms to the front. I want to be relaxed, so there still should be like I have a little baseball or something under my armpit. So my arms are not flat, they're out a little bit. This should stand and absorb, breathe into the lower dantian, imagining that you're building that ball of energy. Now, as you come down, just sit, sink, hands come up. So now, sit back a little bit, and this is just a flow. I want to get rid of any thoughts in your head and just be mindful of the movement. Just connect with the movement itself. Still feeling the origin of your movements from the lower dantian. Now breathe in, breathe out. Bring the hands around, back the palms together, float them in. Stand, good deep breath. Now, raise both hands up to the side. Spiral, in this case, your left hand, little finger and thumb are raised opposed to each other. If you can also pull back on your index finger, that's perfect. If you can't, it's too much, perfectly fine. Move, bring it in front. As I get to my front, my elbow and my toe are going to move together. My other hand's going to come out. I'm going to gather energy, take a step, move. Pull back, push forward. Begin to change. Foot, elbow, reach, gather, push. When I'm pushing, feel everything, the whole body energized, but the energy is radiating from lower dantian, and I'm letting it ride through my arms, throughout my palms. Turn. The other side, back. I can take a little step out if I feel like I want to get that extra. Keep the heel down. Pull back. Now we're going to go a little bit different. We're going to go into four corners. So we go into four corners, and now I'm going to come up on my heel, and I'm just going to turn. When I turn, I'll do it this way. So as I push, as I'm turning, I'll come this way. I want to let this hand push out. My elbow is not straight, it is bent. This hand also is pushed out. I'm going to hold that for a little bit. Then come across, switch sides, cross your arms. So when I cross my arms, I push down, and then this pushes back. Feel I'm still moving. I'm sending energy from lower dantian up across my shoulders, up my shoulders, my elbows, wrists, fingers. When I start the movement, my backhand is going to spiral, come forward, pull across, turn, and spread. I do a little bit faster this time, just so I can see. One more time. Now with this, I can sink farther down. And now we'll just step out. We'll come in. As you now start working on the flows themselves for the organs, we typically will always start out with the lungs. Now, with Brandon and Miguel, we haven't gone over sounds for a little bit. I touched a little bit on colors. Other dynamics to pull other parts of your mind and awareness in. I can visualize colors as I'm breathing into my lungs. It's a brilliant white color, and I want to send that white deep into the lungs. I can also use the sounds. The lung sound is like a hard S. So as I begin to move with this, so I may come up. As I come down, I might go. Inhale. Turn the hands over. Imagine brilliant white light filling my lungs. If you do the sound out vocally, then it has more of a harmonizing effect on the body, the physical. If I do it more as a whisper, it is said to be more for emotions. If I do it just internally in my mind, it is said to affect more spirit. All right. You can choose that as you wish to use or not use, quite honestly. The mantras do have an effect, a harmonizing effect. The actual sound is less important because different schools of thought will have different sounds and with philosophies behind them. I choose this because it goes with the 5 organs that we deal with. So inhale. Come up over your head. Connect with the chakras. Push up. Hold your breath for 2 or 3 seconds. Turn the hands over. Connect. Even when I'm doing the sound, I'm connecting with crown chakra, 3rd eye, throat, heart, solar plex, sacral, root. Now, there's sometimes, and you'll see me kind of shake my body. It's just a natural feeling. When I'm coming up, there's times when I just feel that's what I want to do. That's okay. Did you feel that? Feel it. I didn't at first, then all of a sudden I started going. So just be natural with it. There we go. Now that's a good one, a good flow that works for lungs. It is actually one of the best Qigong movements you can do. It will harmonize you, it will ground you, it'll center you, it'll calm you anytime that you need it. Now, come up, off to the sides. Connect index finger and thumb. Bring it towards you so my forearms are as close together as I can. My exhale and my S sound is on release. Inhale. Bring the hands down in front of you. Still connect index finger and thumb. This bear holds ball in front. For today, I would say breathe. When you breathe in, start breathing up and lead the energy up your spine. Tongue goes to the roof of the mouth. Imagine you've got a string pulling your spine up to the ceiling. Chin slightly tucked. On my exhale, I'll send that energy down into the lower dantian. If you feel you have all of that, I can give you one more instruction, which is on the exhale, you pull up on the perineum to provide a lock, and it provides a pump for more energy. All right, we're going to move into water. The water element is the kidneys. So with the kidneys, you're going to imagine a big, deep blue in the kidneys for healthy colors. The sound that goes with the kidneys is CHOI, choi. So one way of doing this, so we have two exercises that I like for water. In the kidneys, one, we'll start with the right hand down behind the lumbar section. The left hand, I'm going to scoop energy up off the ground. And as we discussed, I can let it run down my arm into my kidneys. And when I do, inhale, now take it low, just to your waist. Last one, then we're going to do 2-finger sword. Set it down in front of the lower dantian. Just stand and absorb. Just breathe, relax. Let your mind go into your lower dantian. Switch. Left hand now goes lumbar. Right hand picks up. Now take it just to the waist. Feel every movement. Really become mindful. Even to the point of feeling your fingers, feeling the individual knuckles on your feeling of your fingers. Feel it. One more time. Now, 2-finger, sword, lower dantian, stand and absorb. All right, our second water flow. This is my favorite. Just come down as if I'm picking water up, or you have the kidney meridians that run up. So imagine I'm connecting and I'm leading energy up, pulling energy up through those meridians, up through pelvis, jaw, hip flexors. Don't raise your shoulders. Keep your shoulders down. And don't come out. Inhale. Eventually, you'll be able to feel that energy pull as my hands come up. I can feel from my palms, and it resonates with the energy that's there. That energy potential then moves up my legs through my body. reading a very interesting article on energy potential in waves with the ocean. The waves don't move, the energy potential does. Last time. Now, standing meditation for this, the one that I choose, and it can be any one of them, but bear holds ball and back. Basically now, because I'm turning my hands, you can't, it's hard to see a little bit, but they're turned kind of upwards, about 30 degrees, pointing to my kidneys. As I breathe in and lead, connect with all that energy, connect with my kidneys. Just imagine this brilliant deep blue. Now we'll go into liver. Feet are a little wider than shoulder width. So we have shoulder width, maybe one extra step. You can do two if you feel more inclined. Come down, pick up, and now I'm resonating with the energy of the liver and gallbladder meridians. Up this side, gallbladder continues, comes up over the head. Express out. Liver is green, so the color to associate is brilliant, deep green. The sound is sh, like sh. I come up this way. This is a little bit easier because I shorten this side. I've got liver on this side, these meridians here. Shh. When you breathe in through your nose, you're strengthening. If I breathe out through my nose, I'm also strengthening, tonifying those meridians, that energy. From breathing out, my exhale through my mouth, like we're doing, this is releasing, it's purging. So it gets rid of wasted energy, negative energy, used up, and I'm replacing with good, fresh, new energy. Now, turn over to the side, come up. Now, keep your right hand out in front of you. Focus on the palm of your left hand as it comes down. Then let it come right across your forearm, connecting, resonating with all of that energy. Two palms. My right finger's pointing towards my left elbow as if I'm slapping down. Then I'm going to pick up this ball of energy, move it in front. Let my left hand continue. My right hand will come right under my chest. Come out. And then we start over. This right now, let's just say that is my exhale coming down. I need to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale as I release, focus. One more to the other side. This flow I could do for a whole lot longer. And then we're going to come down. I want you to walk in, your feet in, so they're directly under your shoulders. Feel that chi ball. I want you to hold it. Put your palms together until you begin to feel energy between them. My inhale, spread them apart until you no longer feel that connection, then don't go any farther. Exhale, pay attention to your connection. You can change the position of your hands. You just still keep them opposed, but I can change them to go up and down, side to side, diagonal. That part doesn't really matter. The focus, your intent, your connection. If you don't feel much of it, just keep it then small, but focus more in your lower dantian, and that chi ball will grow. All right, walk your feet under so you make sure they're directly under your shoulders. Take the hands, come up, stand like a tree. Knees are bent, tailbones drop straight down, back is straight. Elbows are flared out a little bit, kind of a natural. Shoulders are down. If you can do this for 15 minutes a day, perfect. By the same token, if you can do it for 30 minutes a day, better. But if you only have 5 minutes, do it as well. Now, I want you to drop into your weight into your left foot. I'm going to extend my right hand. I'm going to point the index finger of my left hand into the palm of my right. I want to feel that connection. I put my mind in my palm. Shift back to neutral. Sink into the right hip and ankle. Push out my left hand. Focus my index finger of my right hand to my left palm. My mind goes to the left palm. Inhale, drop the hands, float the hands up, float the hands down. We're going to go into the heart next. Heart is fire. Fire is red. So when I breathe, my exhale, I want to imagine the energy in my heart being this brilliant, deep, healthy red. The sound is H-A-R. Like a fire. Similar, more on the H sound. I run across a few other sounds with this as well, but that's the one that I use. So I have 2 exercises for this that I like. One, I'm going to come up. It's called Lady Moves the Shuttle. And I'm just going to come out. It's like I'm doing the high block and the punch. Cannon fist from Xing. I'm going to spiral so that my fingers in my right hand will touch the elbow of my left. My palm is spiraled up and it's going to come down. My right hand is now going to spiral out and I push. My inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You'll feel as I cut across. I'm not having a lot of space. I'm not here, but I'm not out here either. So I almost want to feel like I'm shutting down one of the lobes of my lungs. One more time, the other side. Now, bring the right hand down. Left hand, turn the palm towards you. Come across. Cloudy hands. One hand moves at chest level, connecting with the heart energy. The other one just moves to the energy of the ether. The term ether came more from the yogic, tantric, Ayurvedic. It was one of their elements. Whereas the Chinese had metal, Indians had ether, the stuff of consciousness, awareness. One more time. Now, I want you to come up, bend your knees, pull energy up, lead it, come right to your heart, diamond your heart out, push, raise the elbows, swing back around, come down by stomach and spleen, dip, pick up energy, cascade it down the front. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Stand and hold. Now, sometimes I'll do a standing meditation here with the diamond mudra. It's up to you. I'll give you options. It's your practice. All right, now we're going to move into stomach and spleen. Stomach and spleen, the color is yellow. So you're going to imagine healthy yellow in this in your stomach and your spleen area. The sound is WHO, like Horton hears a who. Since you both have kids, I don't know if they still do. Was it Schultz? Anyway, coming out, connecting. I breathe that energy in. I put it into lower dantian. This one clears all the energy out, brings new energy in, sends it in through stomach and spleen, and condenses it into lower dantian. It's like I'm pushing energy out, and then I'm clearing out, and I'm gathering some more in. And I can also do both hands. So now we'll just do both hands. One more time. Now, for earth energy, stomach and spleen, I like this one best. You can also use this with 5 gates breathing. What I'm doing is I'm pulling up on my feet a little bit so it kind of engages that point right at the sole of your foot, right here. It's called, and this is kidney 1, but then also my forearms are perpendicular to the ground. My fingers are spread and cupped to one side. My thumb and index, the little finger are always opposed to each other. Now I can imagine through my palms, my thumb points, kidney 1 points, breathing energy in with the inhale, and on the exhale, I want to condense it into lower dantian. One good deep breath. Bring it down. Feet underneath you. Working this is working the triple warmers. The idea is I'm covering everything. So hands come out to the side. In here, I want to imagine brilliant purple just coming down throughout all my body. The sound, if you want to use a sound, there's 2. There's one that goes with the Qigong, and the sound is H-E-E, he. So coming up. Now, I tend to like the prayer hands coming down, and then I send them down. You can, sometimes you'll see me, and I'm just resonating with all the chakras, and then my fingers, my hands are pointed towards me. Either one's fine. There's also Om for a sound. O-H-M or O-M, but O. O. Last one. O. You don't have to do that one. It doesn't have to be as long. I do have a few years practice on that. All right. Standing like a willow, like a bamboo. Just breathe. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good.
All right. How was that?
It was good.
It's good, Rushy. Thank you. It was a good recap too on the sounds. I may have missed the liver ones, so I use them daily. The har, the choi, the just because it helps me get back in sync, right? But I may have missed the liver one. I know liver is green. What's that sound again?
SH.
SH. Oh, okay. Okay. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah. Find them to do. Go ahead.
Like when I do my regular martial arts, it feels like I'm starting to get that coiling feeling.
Good.
That normal?
Yes. Yes. you should, the more that you do this, and then Qigong, the more that you should feel that coiling energy within your arts as well. Okay. Especially Brandon with you with the Xing, because it's both linear and coiling at the same time. So,
Right.
it's like Pishwan, rise drill. Okay.
Right. So, yeah.
I'm coming out and I'm here. So you're going to kind of have these movements that go through.
Right.
All right. So
Like when I started doing the what is it, the 24 tactical movement in Bagua, and I started feeling that today, that little jumping coiling.
good. Just stay with that. The key with it is you don't try and add to it and you don't try and take it away. You acknowledge it, focus on it. Okay.
Like,
Go ahead.
but you don't want to try holding it back, what you're saying, right?
Right. Yeah, right now, it's just you want to become aware of it. It will not come out so strong that you can't handle it. You want to become more aware of it. You want to grow that presence in you and in your perspective, in your thinking, in your consciousness. The more that you do, then the more it will grow and the more you'll be able to have access to that power. Then you can start to control it. But right now, you don't need to control it. You just want it to express.
I gotcha. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's excellent that you start feeling that coiling and then you just kind of go with it. Relax into it and just feel it. Then you start using your mind, instead of using the muscles as being my primary force, with this, it's using your intention, your willpower, your mind. And without using using as little muscular force as possible. Okay. And that's especially important for us guys, because as guys, we tend to go straight towards, and that's part of what we train out, because you're going to take that energy and you're going to use it, rechannel it now through this internal avenue that you built up.
I gotcha. Yes, sir.
Excellent. Very good.
All right.
Anything
Thank
else,
you.
Sharon? Absolutely. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
All right.
See you later.
See ya.